right before things begin to change, they look completely backwards in order to rid the land of pride and complacency. So complacency is like you're actually going nowhere. I'm complacent. I'm not making forward movement. I am not growing. I am not developing. However, I am so confident and boasting in my own characteristics that I believe that no harm can come to me. And so I believe that right before justice season, there is a humbling of the proud. And the Lord had reminded me of something that we talk about in module 1 when we're studying First Peter. And in First Peter, it says, if judgment begins in the house of the righteous, how much more would it be for the wicked evildoers and sinners? And so oftentimes whenever we are feeling like we're carrying the weight of scorched flesh, where the Lord is coming in and kind of doing a rinse, where he's allowing you to experience conviction and gain knowledge to be delivered from one place to the other. It's been an honor and a privilege because the righteous are delivered through gaining knowledge, right? But imagine what it looks like for those that would be considered wicked evildoers. That same time that you're being convicted of your own self and the things that you're boasted about, there is this other end of things where you've been experiencing injustices from people who intentionally knew what they were doing or were forcing you into circumstances and situations and were keeping you imprisoned or held captive. And the judgment on them is happening at the same time. It's like an equal exchange, right? What's being broken down so the other can be brought to life are happening simultaneously. There is a threshold that we cross as women, as anybody who's walking with the Lord, that we cross when we go from one place into the other, and it's kind of this in between. And the Lord had given me a lot of wisdom and knowledge around growing amidst injustices and the threshold of walking into God rendering a verdict, God bringing justice while you're in the wilderness, God bringing the water in the wilderness so that you can be fed, so that you can come out of the season of despair, and our heart posture and what that does for us as we move forward. Now, I don't know if anybody has been in a court case at all. It doesn't really matter what the court case is, but there is a system within that space and order that is recognized, and you cannot be somebody who is showing up specifically to just take down the other person. The reality of what the court system is in place for is to render verdicts that are for the greater good of all, that are fair and just and right, that suit the situation, right? And so you have to think long term. You have to think, what am I actually here for? And the Lord highlighted Samson to me through all of these things. Samson had gotten his gift stolen from him from a Delilah spirit. I know some of you guys are hearing me differently right now, okay? And Delilah had cut his hair, shaved his head. They did the whole thing. He got put in jail. He got put in this circumstance, and he wanted what was stolen from him back. And he was in prayer, holding up, literally in the Bible, it says that he was holding up a threshold that was crumbling on top of him. And he was holding up that threshold, and he's praying for God to restore to him what was stolen from him. But in the same breath, he said, so that I can take out my enemies, so that I can prove myself to these people, so that I can be recognized, so that I can. And Samson died in that same threshold. He had his hair back for a moment. He got back what the enemy stole from him. But in that same moment, he died. And so spiritually, if our heart posture is not aligned with the heart of God regarding the injustices, regarding the things that are happening in that moment, where we are pursuing something so that we can prove ourselves, or we're pursuing something so that we can make these people suffer the way that they made us suffer, if there's any remnant of unforgiveness on your heart toward the people who have put you in that position, or who God used, right? Because the enemy of my enemy is my friend, right? The Lord in the Bible is the one that is sending out all of the people, the enemies against the land, to really sharpen and transform Israel. That was all God's will. He sent judgment so that they would know him. If you know the heart of God, then judgment comes because his desire is to bring people to their knees so that they will know his ways and walk with him on this earth, it's like the father that knows what you need better than you know what you need. And so sometimes he's like, if I don't get you this close to me, if I don't allow your heart to be broken so that you can grow near to me now, then you'll walk this earth wandering for your entire life, never knowing me. And so his intentions, his desires, his heart for us is always to bring him closer to us. And it's the same for everyone else involved as well. Everyone else that was involved in the persecution, all of Joseph's brothers that sold him to slavery, they were being brought closer to him through being humbled, through him serving them and stewarding well what he was given and including them and not being bitter toward them, right? And so Jesus is our blueprint, Jesus is our framework, and Jesus came to serve the very people who put him on the cross.